You know, Darrell and I have talked about this, and we've kind of taken our own freshmen under our wings. And he sits, my freshman, Tayshawn Tank Trotter, sits next to me in meetings, and we draw up plays and talk about that. So obviously that's different. When I was a freshman, I was just sitting there trying to learn the plays. But now I'm on the other side, and I'm trying to take guys under my wing and being more. Coach Johnson tries to develop player coaches just because he can't coach everybody at one time. So if there's a couple guys who can coach up some extra stuff while he's coaching up another guy, then that's great.
Yeah, I've noticed that with you and Darrell specifically. So it's almost like a big brother program?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sort of?
Yeah, where coach develops us into, obviously we don't know quite as much or have quite the experience that Coach Johnson has, but he develops us into kind of player coaches, and then we share some of that knowledge with the younger guys. And so it goes on. All right.
You disappointed you didn't get a cool nickname like Tank?
No, my nickname has been Troy Boy since I was born.
Yeah, that doesn't have the same cachet as Tank.
Right, no, that's not. Yeah, it doesn't have the same type of, intimidation factor.
You guys are pretty good with your front five on the offensive line. Is the key to finding another level, making sure you have a second group of guys or even 8 or 9 guys depth-wise that can play on Saturdays? Is that the goal, I guess, for your group?
Yeah, and that's obviously been a struggle for us the past 5 years since I've been here, is our depth on the offensive line. And we work really hard during camp, and some guys go down with injuries, guys get banged up, and I think this group is a group that'll push through the bumps and bruises and the nicks and bruises, and obviously you get an injury, that's a different thing, but some of these guys, I think we'll have more depth this year, and we have more experience. Our ones are looking crisper. We looked crisper on day one. We weren't making mistakes that we made last year. Our twos looked like our ones last year. They were making the same mistakes that our ones made last year. So we've developed into a different football team, a different offensive line. So
2014, this team averaged about 20 points a game. Last year, you guys averaged 27. You can never score enough points. What's it going to take to keep inching that points per game average up and up?
It's going to take every guy. It's going to take every guy out there doing their job, doing their assignment and executing their technique to the best of their abilities. And just knowing the offense inside and out. As an offensive lineman, you can't know just your job. You got to know the man next to you and the guy down and down. Because,
heads up.
Sorry. And, just because
you got to know your job and the next guy and the next guy besides.
Right, just because by process of elimination, if you don't know what's going on in front of you, you don't know what you're going to do, then you know what the 3 other guys are doing, and you can eliminate what they're doing and then find out, you know what I mean? Like process of elimination on the test. So that's, that'll be imperative to our success this year. So.
Every fall camp, the defense has the upper hand in scrimmages, especially the early ones.
Yeah.
What are you guys looking forward to getting done Friday? Have you guys really unleashed with it?
Me personally, I'm looking to work my technique. I'm not looking to have an individual battle with, Terrell or Kurt or anybody out there. I'm looking to take the things that I'm trying to correct and put them into action in full speed. That's what the scrimmage is all about, because we're not supposed to be going full speed out here. Scrimmage, we're going full speed, and then you try to work those techniques that you've been working on, and you can do it, and you have all this calamity around you, and see if you can, maintain your composure. That's a huge part of it. But I'm looking to go out there and use Terrell, who's a great defensive end, and use him to my advantage to get better. So.
Really to describe a football play, calamity. You've got chaos running all around you. And what do you say to Tank Friday when he's a young guy? The speed of the game is going to be incredible for him. What kinds of advice do you have for those first-year guys for that, like you said, full-speed calamity?
I would just tell him, Coach Johnson always tells us to be a thermostat instead of a thermometer. A thermometer reacts to the temperature outside. A thermostat sets the internal temperature. So if you're out there and you're like an airplane pilot, nothing can take you off of your medium. That's the kind of things that I try to convey to Tank and the other freshmen, is just to remain level-headed. Don't get upset if you mess up a play. Everybody's messing up plays, and just move on to the next play, because if you get upset, then it's going to affect the next play. So that's probably my biggest piece of advice to the freshmen this year.